It's going to be great. You're going to love it.
Yeah, I've heard that before. You're going to like it, but I'm the one that physically has to do something.
No, this isn't. No.
This is an indoor activity.
Oh, okay, good. My body can't take more skipping and hula hooping and other stuff, so.
I ran out of activities like that. They're low impact activities.
It's like my sex life, very low impact. Matter of fact, there's no pack at all. It's all self-packing right now.
Self-pack.
I feel like a storage shed here. I am a storage shed.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Daycare center.
Oh, a daycare. Yeah, you could be a daycare.
Yeah. But they need a slide. Can you let me borrow your slide? No, okay.
It's taken.
No, it's not taken. It's open for the public.
No. No, it's not.
It's a private slide.
Yes, it is.
Private.
Private.
God.
Keyword.
Well,
I'm sure
It'll be
there's somebody that would come after you if you tried.
well, I'm sure a lot of people will be coming after me if they have the slide to play with.
Just sounds like a whole lot of coming.
You're disappointing a lot of kids. It's not me. I just drive them to the playground. And you're the oops, they go down.
Oh my God.
Sometimes they come back up.
He made it look fun.
Yeah.
Whee!
Well, you got to
That sounded a
over
lot of fun.
you got to go over the thing and around and and turn and stick your hands up. Just like the fairs, the
Those are
rides, the
fun.
roller coaster things we used to do. I never did like roller coasters. It scared me. Ugh.
I love roller coasters, but not the fair roller coasters.
Yeah, they're
They're
dangerous.
rides.
Very. No.
Those are dangerous.
Yeah, especially when you see the people that are putting them together.
Yeah.
If they don't have a dental plan, I don't trust your roller coaster. I'm sorry. Now, I did remember my daughter one time she was tiny, and sure enough, she threw whatever, and she won a big stuffed animal, and I had to carry that out the rest of the night. I said, out of all the people to win something, you had to be that person. Seriously. But, oh well.
They had a fun house one year, and it had like the mirrors. And I had been through it like freaking 10 times already. Because, we used to come up for like almost the whole week and then spend all those days. Every day we were there,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, watch this, guys. I know how to get through here. So I took off running.
Smack.
Oh, man. Not even halfway through, I'm all boom.
Oh,
I
no.
knocked myself out. The guy working the game was just all, He just started, you saw my face imprint, dude. That's how hard I
Gosh.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. I
Still
wish
didn't knock any sense into me.
No. And actually, the funny thing about it, you saw yourself coming too. Because
Yeah,
it's all mirrors, so
exactly.
it's not like it was in the
There's
dark.
a lot of me. Maybe it was just too much.
Too
It was a little
much.
overwhelming.
The good old days. I miss those
Yeah, that's
days.
true. You see yourself coming, and then you still run into it.
Usually it's the opposite around with me.
Oh.
You see me coming.
Oh my God. You don't see yourself?
Well, I do, but I'm turning my head so I won't get.
Yeah, it's not like he's like this.
Aim it right.
Oh, you're not like this.
It's going to hit something here.
Oh, my God.
On that note,
Oh, that's right. You have to hit a button.
Oh, so
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Rocking on the Porch. Papa Tony here with Mishi and Giggles.
hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all, and all you hey.
it's getting caught.
All you hey.
Lady Tangle, you got it. You
My
got
hair's
something.
getting caught in my pearls.
Those are crusty pearls, aren't they? You got to be
I
careful.
made my hair crusty.
Maybe a word of advice next time, put it in a ponytail.
Good point. but then
But what? But what?
it's sexier down.
Yeah, until you have to untangle it.
Until you're stuck like this,
Until
you're trying to
you're
be
stuck.
cute. You're like,
Yeah,
It's okay. It's fine.
yeah. And when it sticks to
imagine
your
if I wore your shirt.
when it sticks to your chin, and
My
they
hair would
think
be
you're a billy
fucked.
goat.
Oh yeah, your hair would be like all stuck in it.
I need a haircut after wearing that shirt.
Oh shit. Well, no, you look very nice with your pearls. Very nice. Very
It's
nice.
so classy.
Yeah, yeah.
First lady.
Oh my gosh, I saw a video on YouTube. Sorry, you reminded me. It was the First Lady, Reagan's wife.
Yeah.
Nancy.
And yeah, she was sitting on like a little like stage and her husband was giving a speech. But there was another couple on stage. I'm not 100% sure who they were. But it was like, so here's like the president, Reagan, right? Mm-hmm. And then it was like a lady, her husband, and then it was Nancy. And Nancy like adjusted in the chair. And when she did, she fell out of the chair off the stage. Like totally just fucking, right? So they're like, whoa, 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 stop the speech, stop the speech. And poor Ronald's like, what the hell? Like, he's just like, is she okay? Like, you know, he's like concerned. And poor thing, she was mortified. And she gets up.
Embarrassed, yeah.
And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, you know, I'm okay. I'm okay. And he's like, are you sure you're okay? She's like, yeah, continue. So she goes to sit back. And then she made like a funny joke. Like, I had to lift the mood or something like that. Like, she had to like, you know, brighten it. So he starts laughing and he goes to start the speech. And he looks over. He goes, I told you only to do that if I was dying up here. Like if nobody was like clapping and stuff. And then it was cute because the gentleman sitting next to her put his arm around her like to hold her.
So she won't fall out.
Aw.
No, she was a little lady. Yeah, she wasn't
was
very
ti-
tall.
I
She
didn't
was
realize how
tiny.
tiny
Yeah,
she
She
was.
was. She was a small lady.
Yeah, they were funny.
They
dude.
were good
I was
president. Yeah, President Reagan had a good sense of humor.
He loved the Portuguese.
Did he?
Yeah, he was our governor here for quite a few years. So
And he declared the first week of March as Portuguese Immigrant Week.
How did I not fucking know that?
There's like a document and everything. He did it 3 consecutive years.
Oh, so we only lasted 3 years?
No, because then
I'm
like
just
I
kidding.
think he was done being governor, but
Yeah.
like we just assume it.
Yeah.
It's every year
I
now.
think everybody loves Portuguese.
Oh, everybody. Yeah.
what's there not to like?
Yeah.
I mean, we got bad apples too, but what's there not to like? So
Yeah, we got our Portuguese
And I
trash.
feel like we're like the least represented, like in TV shows and movies and stuff like that.
yeah, but I mean, we do have a lot of famous actors who are Portuguese, and and come from Portuguese.
There's only one actress that I've seen actually speak Portuguese on her show, and it's like NCIS. No. Oh my god, is it NCIS? No, I don't remember. But her name's Danielle Hua, Ruah.
I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to
Who
Google.
is
the
this
one-
RUA?
Oh,
Does it have an H in there?
yeah. If you Google her, really pretty gal. She actually did Dancing with the Stars in Portugal, and the guy stepped. She was doing like the bullfighting
Oh,
type music. I forgot what it's called, and
He
he
stepped on
accidentally stepped on her skirt, and it
Oh.
ripped off. And she just kept going. And then like at the very end, like after like they're waiting for the judge to give them like the numbers, she like grabbed her skirt and just wrapped it around her.
I'm sure she scored very high after that. Though I would.
There is an H
Yeah.
in her name. Yeah.
Is it NCIS, the show? It's like one of those cop shows.
NCIS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, and she actually spoke Portuguese, I think, a few times on the show. And fun fact about her too is the guy that plays her partner, she actually married his brother in real life.
Oh, how funny!
And the brother is his stunt double on the show, or used to be.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Small world.
Yeah, and then imagine you have to make out with your brother-in-law
I know. It does.
on the show. Not make out, but you have to kiss him. You know?
Oh,
Swap out the brother.
Yeah.
same DNA, I guess. So no big deal.
You're all, honey, can you do this like your brother?
How's that husband gonna feel?
But he's an actor.
I know. That's the thing. It would be very hard for me to, if I was an actor, you see all these beautiful women, whatever, and Boy, if I was married, that'd be a tough one because especially if you had to make not a love scene, but a romantic scene, and you got to get into it, and it's like, honey, it's just we're just performing. It's like, I don't know.
A lot of them won't do it.
I know a lot of them won't do it. So which
And
what?
they have
They have their
what do they call
boundaries.
them? The coordinators, sex
Well,
coordinators.
yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Intimacy coordinators or
Yeah.
something like that. Because it's funny because like when you watch it, you're like, wow, like that was a hot scene. You know what I mean? But for them, they're like, it's so uncomfortable already. And then
It was one time. I want to say it was one of the day. I know it was a day on the daytime soap operas. I want to say General Hospital. He was a young black guy, handsome-looking guy, and they were doing a scene in the bedroom, of course. And of course, because he came out and said how embarrassing it was. Of course, they were done and cut, and all that stuff. And I said, "Okay, you come out." And he said, "No, I got to wait a little while here. I can't get out of bed yet because."
And
he
poor guy.
yeah, I mean, he couldn't help it, but he got into it, and he said, "No, I'll stay here a little while until it."
And then
It
not only does he have to deal with that, and
Yeah.
then that in front of how many people.
Well, that's it, a cameraman and
But
everything, but
It also depends on the girl too, because number one, she can get offended that he got excited.
No, she did her job. I think she should be. Hey, I did my. I would look at it that way.
Most people would, but
Yeah.
you would. It's fascinating to see how
Well,
some people would be upset by it.
exactly,
And then it's funny that some people get upset when they don't.
Well, I do know a lot of them. They probably take a pill for that not to happen.
Yeah.
But apparently, I don't know if he took one or not. But yeah, apparently he was at full staff when the scene was over, and he said, "Oh, I'll just sit here for a little while until it."
I think I would feel better about myself if
Well,
I did get excited.
I would have. At least he didn't get out of bed because it would have been
Yeah.
more embarrassing if I would have jumped out of bed and everybody saw it. So
A lot of times their heads are like right up
well,
in there
they're right
too.
there, So she had to feel it. She knew what was happening, but poor thing.
What about you, Giggles? Would you be more upset if he got excited, or more upset that
Doing
he
a
didn't
scene
get
with you.
excited?
Doing a scene with me?
Yeah.
So you're doing like an intimate scene.
Yeah,
for a
not
movie.
physically, but just imitating like you guys are.
A random guy.
Well, you're shooting a movie.
No, doing
Yeah,
yeah.
not
Another
like
actor, another actor.
Yeah, it's another actor.
Would I get upset if he got excited?
Yeah.
Would you be more upset that he got excited, or if he didn't get excited?
Ooh. Maybe if he didn't get excited.
I know,
but
right?
Also, if he did get excited, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh!"
You would scream.
You would scream, but then you got to say, "Hey, I did my job pretty good." I think I would be tapping myself on the shoulder here.
Right.
Yeah, if you could.
Attractive.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly. It's your
Right.
hormones.
It's your hormones.
Well,
I give him props, dude. Like, I don't know if I would be able to do a sex scene
Yeah, I don't think I could.
I
in
mean,
front of so many people. Like, and I know they do closed sets, but still, there's still a shit ton of people in
Yeah,
there.
it's weird. It's like back in the day.
And then
when
all
kings and
naked.
queens had to,
Ooh.
like consummate in front of the audience. Ooh,
I don't know how the fuck they did that.
me either. Glad we don't live at that
Oh
time.
my gosh. Could you imagine?
Assuming
Your
I'd be
parents are there, everybody's there.
so weird.
Good job.
well, I guess
They'd be like, Giggles, where's the blood?
Yeah.
'cause if you watch any kind of movie, that's the one scenes you're going to remember.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So I'll pass. Thank you. Why do we do that? As soon as somebody starts talking, we all want to hear their conversation, like they don't expect us to be Portuguese, but.
Well, what's funny,
See,
nobody.
You guys, you don't look Portuguese,
Yeah.
kind of. Me and you probably do, kind of.
I look Mexican.
No, not really.
I always got Mexican.
Yeah.
You got Mexican? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you're so pale, though. Where do you get a pale Mexican?
Spaniards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are really pale.
Pale? Okay.
And some regions of Mexico are pale because of the Spaniards.
I love history. You guys need to fill me in on more of this stuff.
But funny story, I was in Pismo. This is when I was 16, 17-ish. And I had short hair, pixie cut, blonde bangs, and then fire truck red hair.
Oh my god.
Right? Yeah. They used to do some shit to me. Anyways, so I was actually I was hanging out with my friends. And then I was walking through the store, and these two older ladies were talking shit about me in Portuguese
Only if they knew.
because it was for the festa.
Yeah.
And I started like laughing. I was like, these ladies don't even know that I understand them. You know what I mean? So then I purposely like was like, oh, excuse me. And I walked through them. And when I did, but I said in English, oh, excuse me. And I walked through and they were like, oh shit. Like, does she understand what we say? And they were like, no. She just walked through. I was like, all right. So I was like laughing. So then I went up to the girls and I was like, dude, those ladies were talking shit about me, like about my hair and shit, you know? And that was my punker days too. So, yeah, you can only imagine what I look like. And braces.
I missed some great things.
Oh, yeah. So then I walk outside and they're talking to my mom and my dad.
Here comes the
And I
daughter.
look at the girls and I smile and they're like, no. And I go, fucking watch this shit, dude. So I walk up and I go, hola, mãe, hey, bye. And I give him a kiss on the cheek. And then my mom goes, oh, I want to present my daughter. This is my daughter.
No, what a smackdown.
Dude,
That's
they
a
were like,
smackdown. That's a
and I go, hi,
smackdown.
senhora, how are you? These tudo bem?
Uh,
And then I started speaking Portuguese with them. Dude, they could not run away
yeah.
fast enough. So they fucking left, right? And my mom's like, that's weird. They must have been in a hurry. And I go, they're not in a hurry. They just got caught. And she goes, caught what? I go, they were talking so much shit about me in that store. And I go, and then I walk out and she's talking to you.
Great,
Yeah, well.
great.
You never know. Like
Nowadays,
even here,
you don't know.
we'll be at like Walmart or whatever.
You don't know. Exactly.
And I'll be talking to my mom and they're like, oh, you're Portuguese?
Well.
And then they'll be like, yeah, my family's from da-da-da-da. And my mom will end up knowing, most of the time, knows their family.
Wow.
Well, my daughter falls in that category. She understands everything in Portuguese. And they think they can still say stuff, and they
Yeah.
look at her like she doesn't understand. Oh, that's a big, big mistake. And then she'll answer them if she has to, but you don't be careful. You don't judge anybody
Ooh,
by its
I
cover.
could just imagine her biting them like.
Oh yeah, I know. Because where she works at, some of them come in asking stupid questions, and they try to use me no speak English very well, this and that, and my daughter says, okay, I understand you. I know where this is going. So
They play you for a fool.
yeah, well, fools
But
on
that's just them. That's,
yeah, well, okay.
All right, you guys ready for this fascinating question? Would you rather know when you're going to die or know how you're going to die?
I'd rather I don't know.
Know when I'm gonna die or how I'm going to die.
I'd rather.
This is really hard.
I'd rather. I would say I'd rather know when I'm going to die, because at least I know if I'm going to die this particular day, I'm going to enjoy myself. But if it's a tragic death, I don't want to know. I don't want to be,
I'm opposite. I think I'd rather know how.
Well,
Because if you put a date on it,
yeah,
Then you're counting down to
yeah,
that
I
date.
think that makes it
And
worse.
then I would think
No,
like
but
I'd
that's
get
what-
like really anxious leading
No, but
up
I
to
would-
that date.
Yeah.
well, true, but then hey,
But then
it's all fun from here on in if you have time.
at the same time, if you find out you're gonna die in a plane crash,
I don't want to fly.
you're never gonna want to fly.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's not guaranteed that's going to be the one.
Yeah.
no, it could be a plane falls on you too. That's the
I think my thing is I still have, it's still unknown. I don't have that guarantee of it's going to be this day. It's
Yeah.
still that unknown of, will this be the plane crash that takes me? Or is it going to be the next one? Who knows? It could be years from now. It could be tomorrow. I think I'd rather still be naive. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I would still be,
That's and I do
Authentic
think
me.
there is more of a sense of naivety. I think I said that right. In that,
sounded good to me.
because you don't know, you're not going to be counting down to when, but then it is that whole thing. You're going to be more scared of whatever it is.
I don't think it would be scared. I think I'd embrace it more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you give me like a time, like here's the thing, if you tell me you have 1 week to live, and I'm like, you guys, let's go to Australia. I've never been to Australia. You're going to be like, no, fuck you. I don't want to waste my money. I still have a long life to live. You know what I mean? So then it's like, well, fuck, do I just go by myself? Mm-hmm. And then, you know what I mean? I feel like it would put more pressure, and then it would stress me out more trying to squeeze in things.
I also would think, depending on your health too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you, let's say, for example, you got a terminal case. Oops, I'm stepping on my cord. I know some states, and California is one of them, you could do euthanasia. But, you know, of course, you got to meet some criteria. You know, you got to go through the doctors and all that stuff. But I'd be okay with that too. If I'm going to, why am I going to fight it if I know, okay, I got to plan it this day, I'm going to take the drugs that I need to take, and it's over. But then that's why I'm saying I kind of, if you know what I would just enjoy whatever little time I have left with family or friends and say, that's it, the end of this chapter.
So you're when?
I'll say, yeah, I'll take it I'll take it. I mean, I agree with you too. There's no right answer, but either way, if I know, hey, you got 1 month to live. If the doctor tells you, hey, you're terminal and you got 1 month to live, I'm going to enjoy whatever I can as best as I can, and that's it. You know, and go out with a bang. You know, the only thing I would probably not do in that situation, I don't want family to come over and feel sorry for me. Mm-hmm. I would just kind of keep it to myself if possible, and say, you know what, life has been good. I'll take what God gave me, and we'll leave it at that. So,
what about you, Giggles?
I think I would want to know how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That naive sounds good, huh?
Yeah.
You're thinking about the kids going down the slide, aren't you? You might be choking to death.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, then I guess I'm never going to, like, swallow or
no,
do that. Sorry.
They're like, what is she doing? Well, she's not swallowing anymore. She gave it up. She gave up swallowing. Did you give it up for her?
Yeah, if I'm not going to be swallowing kids down my slide, then
Let me ask you this.
there's no choking involved.
If you and your fiance and you were choking on him, what would you tell him?
Nothing, because I'm choking.
No, you would just say, no, I know, but you just tell him, hey, push back a couple inches, that's all.
I would just pull my...
A couple inches, yes.
Yeah.
That's it, that's all.
A couple inches.
She totally measured in her head. Did you see that? She was like, yep, yeah, that is a couple of inches.
No, in her, she probably has the markings of a tape inside her mouth.
Well, I didn't know this, but you know a dentist can tell if you're
Yeah. I think I told you guys this.
from the roof of the mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when ladies have, when they give birth, they can't have sex for 6 weeks, something like that.
Not because the doctor... Not because the dentist can tell.
No, but then that's when the dentist comes in, because that's our option too.
Oh.
You always ask your wife, you don't have a dentist appointment in the next 6 weeks, do you? She says, no. There you go.
Yeah.
Back to the playground.
That is.
There you go.
Back to the playground.
We started the show.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
I know. Sometimes I get confused because we go on tangents. We're like, we're going to start something. And
The
then we
yellow light's on, it's on, okay?
the yellow
red.
light. The red.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
No, but I don't remember you saying welcome. Oh, no, I remember.
Yeah, I did.
I remember saying hi. Okay. It's all coming
Are you
back
with
to me
us?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys want to try helping some people?
Yeah, let's
Help
do it.
ourselves.
I feel like we're like in the perfect state
We're
of
the
mind.
we're the ones that need help.
Ooh. This is a question for all three of you. They turned the tables.
3 of you. Oh, wait. Oh. They said that. I thought you were saying that. I was like, 3. There aren't 3 of us.
Is she awake yet?
Beyond you. I'm starting to fall
She's
asleep, guys. We gotta speed this up.
All right. So this question is for all three of you. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received, and how did it change your perspective? Eva. That's a good question, Eva.
I don't know. I've received a lot of pieces of advice, but one that I've always lived by is, and I'm gonna say it in Portuguese, and I think I've shared it before, and then we'll translate it. Oh, okay. Antes sozinha do que mal acompanhada. It's better to be alone
Then be,
than to be in bad company.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what I've always lived by. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just my mom was always one that said it, and that's the advice that no matter how rough it got, because my siblings got engaged and married before me, and even my twin, like, it just, that was a little hard, but then I just kept thinking, when I'd get myself into a relationship that wasn't a good situation, I'd be like, nope, it's better to be alone than to be in bad company.
and in your case, in the long run, and I'm not saying anything bad about their marriages. Yours might be the best one. You don't know.
You might be the happiest.
The happiest one. Yeah, I'll say that. That's what I meant. So, you I agree with you. And that part, you're good saying. So.
Yep. Always lived by that.
That's
I
good.
love that. That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Very good.
What about you?
Next.
Me, I guess I would tell this to myself as far as nobody, and I still tell the people this. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Be yourself. I mean, I know today in life in general, you want to keep up with this guy or that person, whatever. Just be yourself. And they'll know you for what you really are and not what you want to be or try to be. I just, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole, but be a good asshole. That's about, just be yourself. That's how I look at it. I mean, life's too short. Just be yourself. Don't pretend to be something you're not. So.
That's actually one of the things I was going to say.
Yeah. What, being an asshole?
No, he would always tell me that as a kid. Just be yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like as funky as I looked with my braces, my hair, the way I
Fire
dressed.
truck red hair. And
Girl,
blonde
Oh,
hair.
she was.
I'm going to have to pull out some
You
pictures.
rock.
She was.
I fucking did. I had different hair like every week.
You never.
Whether it was a different color, a different haircut. Like one day you'd see me, my hair would be like down the here, like chin length.
And it was shaved.
And then
You ever
2
did the
weeks
shave?
later, no, I never.
You never
my
shaved
head.
your sides or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
because I don't do well with like
Short hair.
no when it's uneven. Like because I even did I think they call it the asymmetrical. So one side was shorter, one side was longer. That one drove me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But so be myself was always something that I always like when I catch myself not being me. I realize like I'm not happy.
Exactly.
And then like he'll pop in my head, just be yourself. Or like if I'm nervous in a situation, just be yourself. Whether you say something stupid or whatever, if they're the right people for you, they're going to stick around. Another good piece of advice was ever since I was a kid, my mom would always instill in me, don't rely on anybody else. As in, no, don't rely on somebody else to make you happy, number one. And number two, don't rely on them to take care of you as in like financially, because that's never guaranteed. And it's like, if I can't be independent and make myself happy, then I need to get some help. So that I always took to heart too. So it's like, I don't want to depend on somebody else. Plus, that's a burden to put on somebody else too.
Well, it depends on the situation too. That's
like,
the thing. Yeah.
Like if I don't expect you guys to make me happy, you guys just make me happy naturally. That's why I keep you guys around. You know what I mean?
Aww,
so it's like that, like you realize like who's good for you and who's not.
Why'd you make that face, Papa Tony?
Well, I mean, she only keeps me around for my looks, I guess.
Oh, because you make her happy.
Yeah, you make
Yeah,
me happy.
my looks make her happy.
Yeah, because it's fun to laugh at him. He is funny looking.
See?
And
That's why I made that face.
And my dad would always say, don't judge anybody because you don't know what
Don't ever judge a book by
they're
its
going
cover.
through.
Don't ever judge a book by its
Yeah,
cover.
that's another thing. Kind of spinning off of that, you don't judge others because you don't know what they're going through, but then also like you don't know if it's going to happen to you or your kids
Exactly.
someday. So like, you should not be talking crap about anybody.
No.
It's funny, like if you talk shit about somebody in front of my dad, he's always like, well, you don't know. Like he always gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that. So like I try, and I've been judged my whole life. So I don't like the way it made me feel because they always thought I was a punk kid. I was a bad kid. Yeah, I did some bad things, but it's like, you know what? If I was out with your child, you better believe that's the safest your child probably was. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Very good.
I like that, Eva. Thank you for
I think
asking
I
us.
think we gave her some good advice.
I think that's the best advice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even ours. It was let's give it to us.
No, but I mean that's
We always get
three
advice.
different opinions, but all good. I think.
Well, and the advice that we always get, it comes from somewhere else. It, you know.
Wise.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think because they already went through it, so they, you know, want us to do better. It's like with your daughter.
Yeah.
I always told her, I want you to be better than me. Do better than me, you know?
You know, as a parent, that's all you wish for your kid. Not even so much financial or anything like that, but be happy and achieve whatever goals you have that you can achieve. But if you don't make it to the top, you make it here. That's okay with me.
As long as
I'm
you're
not,
happy,
I was never one of those parents where, and I used to tell my daughter this all the time. I don't care about your grades. As long as I know you're trying and you're doing your best you can, I'm good with that. I'm not one of those parents, you got to get A's. You got to get, no. Just do your best, and that's all that matters to me. Paper, those things don't mean nothing to me. And she turned out okay. So
Sorry, I was snickering because
you were snickering.
when we were kids, my brother got an F, and my mom hung it on the fridge. And my dad came home, and my dad's like,
And did he change it?
"You got an F? What are you getting an F for?" He's like, "Get over here." So he's calling my brother, and my mom's like, "Why are you so upset? He did good." And my dad's like, "What exactly do you think this stands for?" And she goes, "He told me it stood
Fantastic.
for fantastic."
Oh my gosh, he did not.
Yeah,
And she had it on the fridge, dude.
So to everybody to say, I got a kid who's fantastic.
Do you know how mad she was?
Oh, my
Once my dad told her what it stood for, she was fucking pissed.
Oy.
Or he tried to change it into an A, but it was like a different color.
A square A. Yeah.
It was a blue pen,
Yeah,
it was a
that's
black
okay.
pen. I was
The
like,
teacher ran
you
out
are
of ink.
not the same.
Well, that's why he got an F. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Dude, that fantastic. That was the best, though.
Fantastic.
All right. Our next question is from Josh. What do you do when an in-law gets really what do you do when an in-law gets really upset over a joke somebody made, even after the person apologized? It was meant to be lighthearted, but they embarrassed the friend in front of everyone. How would you handle that kind of situation without making things worse?
It's a joke. I mean, why are these people taking it out of content for? Ugh.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know people
They
that,
get offended real easy.
it's like walking on eggshells around them.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because I feel like I can't be myself.
Yeah, because you don't know, you're crossing the line. You can't say anything stupid or they'll take it dirty or whatever. See, again, now you're not being yourself again. And I don't want to be in that position.
Well, Josh, I could tell you what I did.
You go,
Separate
girl.
yourself from those people.
No, I guess I didn't mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I made it worse, but I was trying to understand what the point of that was, of embarrassing them. So I'll explain the situation. We were at a gathering. There was a lot of people there. And I say kid because he's younger than me, but he made a joke with another friend, and another person got very offended by the joke. But here's the thing, he didn't mean anything malicious with what he said. Mm-hmm. We also grew up in a different time where we used certain words, but we didn't actually mean it in a bad way. It was just how we spoke, right? So it just kind of slipped out. And then what sucked is as soon as he said it, everybody kind of went, ooh, because we all knew that she was going to get pissed. Ooh. So she got upset about it. Here's the thing. He's such a good person that he came up and he was like, I am so sorry. It slipped out. I didn't mean to say that. And she went off on him in front of everybody. And I happened to be talking to her. So I'm in the middle of both of them.
Awkward.
And you just see him like shrink. Like he was so embarrassed. He was mortified.
Yeah.
And she said her piece, but she didn't stop there. She kept going.
She made it worse. She made it worse.
Going. And you don't understand. And you don't understand. No. You can't talk about people that way. And blah, 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 blah. People get offended. They get their feelings hurt. This is why people don't like to be around you guys. Because, okay.
Oh, boy.
Me, being me, I'm like, okay, we understand. He apologized.
Yeah, he's... Yeah.
And I go, you don't need to keep on him. I was like, he's a good kid. You've known him most of his life. I was like, why are you embarrassing him in front of everybody? And she whips over to me and she goes, are you fucking kidding me? And I looked at her and I go, no. I go, he didn't mean it in a bad way. It's one thing if he was being a dick about it, but he wasn't. He was just making a joke. It slipped out. Like, he apologized. What's the big deal? And her response was, you don't have kids, so you don't understand.
Ooh.
And I looked at her and I go, I don't need to have a kid to know how to treat people.
Oh.
And
It
boy,
just
did
got
that
worse.
blow up.
It got worse.
And then I have the poor guy next to me like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, poor thing, he's like touching my shoulder and he's like, please stop.
No,
It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And I looked at him and I go, no, this is not okay. Because that's not how you treat people. We're all supposed to be family here. And you're going to single him out and embarrass him in front of everybody because of something you don't like. Well, you know what? There's a lot of shit I don't like, but I don't fucking treat people like that.
Exactly.
And then she was like, that's it. I'm leaving. I was like, bye.
Good. We don't want you here anyway.
Yeah. And then what's funny is like only half of like the people there saw what happened. And then they ended up, she hung out for a little bit, but then they ended up kind of like leaving a little bit after. And it's never been the same between me and her since. But it's like, I'm not going to walk on eggshells around you. I'm going to be me. If you don't like me, then that's fine. We don't have to be best friends.
Exactly.
I'm cordial. We'll hang out and still, you know what I mean? But it's not like what used to be. But the poor guy was like, after she left, he gave me like the biggest hug and he was like, thank you so much for sticking up for me.
Exactly.
And he's like, but I don't want to cause any drama. And I go, you didn't cause drama. I go, she made it so much worse than what it was. I was like, you literally, as soon as it came out of your mouth, you were like, I am so sorry. And I was like, that to me showed that you had respect for her and you apologized. Like, that speaks volumes to me. But the fact that she just took it and ran with it, I go, that was not okay, I get it. She explained why she was upset that you said that.
She shouldn't have continued. She
Should have left it
Yeah,
there.
she should have stopped right there and say, hey, okay, accept your apology. Move on.
But they're also those type of people to where they will turn it. They want to turn everybody against you. You know what I mean? And to me, that's not fair. They made a mistake, dude.
Yeah,
But here's the thing. She couldn't give him grace for what he did, but we always have to give them grace for what they do.
So it's always like
And
that.
to me, that's not fair. It's
people,
like you got to show that same of respect.
I know
you
people
what I mean?
like that. Maybe you're not on the top of my list to be friends anyway, so that's okay. Yeah. He didn't lose nothing with that one.
No, he really didn't.
So, in that case,
But he was funny.
wow.
Because I'm like a shrimp next to him. And he's like, thank you so much for sticking up. And I was like, I got your back, bro. I was like,
That's all I can do. Shit. That's good. No, that's a good answer. Very good.
but I mean, Josh, it depends on what person you are too, what type of person.
No,
What do you think, Giggles?
I think that. What was the last thing you said?
What was the question?
No. I remember. Hold on.
Well, here's the thing. How would you handle a situation like that? So say we're hanging out.
Yes. And then you
I
say
make an
something.
inappropriate comment.
Right.
Okay, so that's
Not me.
believable because that's always happening.
Uh-huh.
And then he
See,
gets
that's the thing. I always laugh it off.
Yeah, he gets upset with me though,
Mm-hmm.
and embarrasses me in front of everybody. Like he won't let it go,
Yeah.
even though I've apologized and everything.
Say that issue's on me.
Would you say anything, or would you just let him continue?
No,
I would
say,
say
like,
something. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I was fine. Wait, because the comment was towards me?
No,
no.
I made an inappropriate comment. He got upset about it.
And I
so
did-
now
I didn't
he's
let it
just-
go. I didn't let
he's
it go.
gonna
I just
wring
kept-
me a new
yeah.
neck.
I would just,
I would do what she did. I would stand up for her and say, hey,
yeah.
enough is enough, you know. You don't have
If
to.
you want me, then you can have me. If not, then bye.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, you shouldn't. Nobody should be degrading anybody like that. I mean, the poor kid, you know, he did a mistake. It was a bad joke in poor taste, whatever it was. But you know, I'm sorry. You know, never should not be degrading him like that. That's not right neither. So.
And Josh, I would say if anything, pull the friend over to the side.
Yeah.
Have a quick little conversation, check in, see if they're okay, how they feel about it. And if you need to say something, maybe say something. If not, if it's already squashed though and done and over, then don't bring it back up. It's going to make it worse.
But that's the whole thing, though. Sometimes some people will never let it go. If they see them in another situation, you know, they'll probably throw it in their face again, and that's not right neither. So it's some people just don't know when to cut it off, unfortunately. So,
no. And I think it's the whole thing of, which I'm not a fan of, if I'm offended, then everybody needs to change the way that they're acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's not fair.
No. It's a you problem, not their problem. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Josh.
Well, Eva and Josh, thanks for submitting your questions. I hope we helped. Sorry for my little tirade.
No. You probably have the best answer than what
Well,
we
I think because I was already in a situation
You've already
similar. All right, let's bring up the podcast. Make me laugh, Mr. Funny.
I'll try. Did you hear about the two antennas that got married? Yeah, the wedding wasn't great, but the reception was fantastic.
It's like my brother's.
There's one
grades.
for you, giggles. What's worse than waking up with a dick drawing on your face? Finding out that it was traced.
That would be terrible. I'd be fucking pissed.
Depends on whose dick.
Well, mine would be a small one, I guess. Yeah, ish.
Girl, what
Yeah,
is that? Is that turtle? Baby turtle?
A baby turtle?
Why do women wear underwear? Because workplace health and safety states that any manhole not in use needs to be covered. So make sure your manhole's covered, okay? There goes.
My
Just
man.
saying.
It is.
It is.
That's funny, manhole.
That's good.
You want to see my manhole? That's a funny thing. Sorry, that's just a fun. I'm stuck on manhole. That's just funny.
All right. My neighborhood barber was arrested for selling drugs. I was a customer for 6 years. I never knew he was a barber.
Giggles is very confused.
She's trying to figure this
But
one out.
how?
What do you mean how?
How do you not know it was a barber?
Because he was buying drugs from her, not going to getting his hair.
Oh.
She'll wake up by the time the show's over.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
I am struggling.
I know. Okay. Maybe this one will help a little bit. Just a piece of wisdom. When you clean a vacuum cleaner, does that make you the vacuum cleaner?
Dude, okay, so
Think about that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
technically you are.
You are.
Because you're cleaning the vacuum, so you are the vacuum cleaner.
Who knew that was such a deep?
Yes, that's deep thought there.
Yeah.
That's another thing that likes to suck. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, Miss Giggles. Time for you to wake up.
Oh, boy.
You're struggling over there, but we'll get through it.
Yeah.
No, it's that
know
weight from that
how.
pearl necklace you have on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did great first episode, but now I'm like
That's okay.
crashing.
It's your nap
I think
time.
it's because it's a little later. Yeah. I think, is it a little later than usual right now?
No.
No, we're doing fine.
It's still early.
You had a rough night.
Sure.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning. Oh boy.
Yeah, look at all them
How do you think I got
pearls.
these pearls?
I know. Well,
packs.
next time invite one person at a time instead of a.
I know it's only one person.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead. Fact.
You wish.
Yeah.
He's just jealous he wasn't invited.
Yeah. Nobody invites me to
Yeah.
parties.
He's having FOMO.
Okay, so animal facts. I got some facts together for frogs.
Yay!
I hate frogs, but go ahead.
Really? They're
I'm not a
So do you like their tongue?
No, I don't. Lesbians do.
Giggles just stuck her tongue out. You look nothing like a
I
frog.
just licked my
Yeah.
microphone.
Great. I gotta touch that.
Why? It's my microphone. I can flip it inside out.
I gotta.
Don't break it, please.
Yeah,
It won't break.
Oh, God.
You just flip it.
it's fine.
That's okay.
I'm just fucking with you.
I know. Okay,
She's
so sorry, there's no sexual facts here,
That's okay.
but they're still interesting. You look disappointed.
No, I'm fine.
So did you know that some frogs freeze and thaw?
What?
Yeah. So certain frogs can survive being frozen during the winter. They stop their hearts, and then later they thaw out when the temperatures get warmer.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So if you see a frozen frog, don't think it's dead and like do something to it.
Well,
It's
that's
alive.
that's like the iguanas in Florida. When it's a cold thing, they
The
fall
reptiles.
they fall out of the trees. People thinking they're dead. They're just frozen, then they come back. So it's the same thing. Yeah, the
That'd be
reptiles.
terrifying. What if you bring one of those home and,
And it
like,
wakes up
Oh
in the
my
middle of the
God.
night.
It's all big one. You're like, what?
Thank you. No, thank you. I'm not a reptile person. I'm sorry.
I think they're cool.
Nah,
That's cool. I like
no.
that.
Yeah.
You know why Miss Piggy likes to wash with honey?
No.
Because Kermit likes his pork sweet and sour.
Where does the sour come from?
Or he puts his finger.
Ooh.
You know what's funny?
I don't know. Go ahead.
I
There.
was at my aunt's house the other day, and she had like a plate. I was telling Giggles about it, and it had a lobster on it.
Oh,
And I was
one of
helping
those.
her.
One
Yeah,
of
I
those.
was helping her with with some. And I look over and I go, "Oh my gosh!" I go, "Do you know lobsters have like the best sex life?" And they just looked at me like, "What the fuck?"
Only if they
'Cause it
knew
was
how
just
we learned.
random.
Yeah.
So I gave them like the highlights, and they were like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, it is." So
They
I
gotta
was like,
listen to our show.
I was like, "I'll find out what episode it is, and I'll tell you which one to listen to."
Yeah.
I think we all had those plates back in the day. A lobster plate. That was
Yeah, I
a
love
tradition.
those.
A tradition in the Portuguese homes.
My mom didn't.
No, but
No?
we I think we all
It's like
had
the
one
bed
at
of
a time.
lettuce, and then
Yes,
it has,
and you got
one's a
this-
crab.
No, yeah,
One's a
the
lobster.
lobster. Yeah. If you had a lobster, it was yeah.
No, we did. I don't think we had any of those, but I know the lettuce one very well.
Yeah.
What
I
were,
remember thinking I had that.
what were we talking about the other day on the phone?
Oh.
Oh, she's a saint. We were talking about like how she's a saint,
Who?
her compared to us. So I told her that when we die,
This one
yeah,
is a saint.
well, compared to, I said compared to us,
Hey.
Hey, I don't.
Hey.
I don't have a pearl necklace.
compared to us.
You're the one that changes my mind with the pearl necklaces.
Yeah,
It was completely innocent and classy until you came along.
Until I came along.
which arm, left or right?
Until I came along. Keep digging your hole.
Anyway, what were you saying?
So we were saying that how much she's a saint next to us, and then I was cracking up, and I go, "Yeah, you know, when we die, we're gonna sit outside the gate." And she was saying, "Oh, that's what it was. You were saying you were gonna wear your necklace for today
Yeah.
to record," and I told her that we're gonna sit outside the gates waiting for her. So when Peter's like, "And you are," and he's gonna say her name, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, you lived a very good life," and we're gonna be like, "No. Remember that pearl necklace? No. Remember this?" And she starts laughing, and then I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, we're gonna jump in on all your good deeds." And be like, "Can we do it 3 first, so all
Yes.
3 of us can get in with all her good deeds?"
Well, I know. We need a little bit of your goodness, because sure as hell I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, she said she's gonna be extra good from here on out.
Yeah, so that I could make up for you guys.
Yeah.
It's a package deal. Whoever goes first has to bring the other two along.
Don't you know we're rocking on the porch?
Yeah.
I'll be rocking on a cloud. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
What if the cloud is like a rocking chair?
That would be the best.
Be afraid I fall
You would
through
fall
the cloud.
asleep.
Yeah, then you fall through
about
the
to-
cloud.
Oh, you'd pull a Nancy Reagan and just fall out.
He was here. I fell back to earth, so whatever.
We told you not to jump.
They don't have seatbelts on the clouds, do they? Shit.
But they're fluffy.
He has a cloud helmet on.
You see this little short bus cloud pull up, and I'm coming out.
It's us 3.
Oh Oh my god.
You guys want to get on our
We're not scoring points right now. You know that.
I know.
we're making it worse for ourselves, so we better stop.
While we're ahead.
Okay.
All right.
After
Giggle.
your animal.
Give us some good karma, please.
So then frogs too, when a frog swallows, it pushes its eyeballs down into the roof of its mouth to help push the food down its throat.
Really?
Yeah, so when they swallow, they close their eyes and like push their eyeballs back.
That's interesting.
I never knew that.
I never knew that. I knew like they close their eyes, but
Yeah, and then teeth.
They have teeth?
Frogs, most frogs have teeth,
I did not know that.
but only either on the upper jaw or some on only the lower jaw.
interesting.
I've never seen a frog with teeth before.
That would be a little scary.
It is. I don't even like them without
Kinda
teeth.
Probably. Maybe they're like duck teeth or something like the
Duck teeth.
I don't
Ducks have
know.
teeth
I'm
too?
just saying like ducks have teeth. They have like the ones that sift water. Like so they have the teeth and then whenever they go to like eat something from the water, then
They
it has,
filter.
like,
They
it
filter
filters it
the.
out. So like all the water runs out and then they just leave the food in their mouth. It's like something like a sifting kind of thing.
How the fuck do we
They have
not
a
know
strainer
this?
in their mouth, and
I
basically.
don't know. You know everything.
I don't
so much.
remember- I don't
know
remember
about
this.
But is the
conversation.
teeth in the bill?
Yeah, it is.
Has
They're
to
like
be.
down here, like in the front. Like you can't. They're the same color of the bill. They're not like our teeth. But yeah, they're like
So is it? It's more like grooves in the bill.
in a sense. Yeah.
Because I'm like, I've had a duck bite my finger and
Yeah.
I didn't feel nothing.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
I just learned that 2 animals have teeth. I did not know.
I know.
Jeez.
What else don't we know?
God.
Stick around. I'll. keep
Yeah.
enlightening you.
No shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good.
That was very,
Intriguing.
yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple more facts about frogs. Maybe next week I'll continue with some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm not a frog person.
There was one in my friend's garage a couple weeks ago, and I pushed it outside like with my hand.
Yeah, they're so cute.
They are so cute.
There's nothing cute about
And
them.
then my friend was like, ugh, ugh, they're so gross. Glad you
yeah.
got it out of there.
We used to catch them when we were kids.
Yes.
We used to catch frogs and
We did too.
lizards.
I caught one here at this place when my daughter was young.
You mean the dinosaur or
beep.
the alligator?
Well, no, but she was playing with it. It was a regular garden frog, and I guess it pissed on her. Oh shit! Poor girl. I told her what was going to happen to her and all this and that. She didn't like that too much, but it didn't happen, of course. But the warts and all that stuff. No, she thought, "Oh, Daddy, you." I said, "Well, no, that's what happens when you squeeze them." She actually did squeeze the frog in it.
I thought you were talking about when she saw the lizard and she was
Oh,
like,
the
"There's an
lizard.
alligator out here."
No, those were good. I love lizards.
We moved into a dairy one time, and I was laughing because this dairyman was there. So my dad was doing business with him in the kitchen, and my mom comes over and grabs me. She goes, "You need to come into the TV room right now." And it was the one that was connected. The TV room was connected to the kitchen, and I go, "Okay, what's up?" And she goes, "Why is there a lizard in the fireplace?" And I was like, "What?" And I looked, dude, there's with the tail, it was like this big, but with the body, it was a pretty big
It
one.
was a good sized one.
And I go, "Oh, okay." I go, "Well, get me like a rag or something."
They're quick little suckers.
Yeah,
it's hard
well,
to.
I didn't want to walk through the kitchen with just the lizard because I mean, like, this supposed to be like, "What the fuck?"
I know.
So I caught it, and then as I'm walking out, my dad's like, "What do you got there?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing." And he's like, "No, what do you have in your hand?" And so I was holding it, and then I pulled the yeah, and all you saw was the head, and it was like trying to bite me. It was like, and I was like this, and then the guy's like, "Oh, you have no trouble picking those up, huh?" And I was like, "No."
My
And then I was like, "I'm gonna go release them now." And
my wife's paranoid about those. She don't like them.
that doesn't bother.
No, they don't bother me. I think they're pretty cool.
We used to catch them when we were kids and put them in lunch bags, like the brown paper bags. And my brother and my cousin used to take them to school, and then they would release them in the classroom or on the bus.
Hey,
So
Like
Fine.
like the movie Matilda.
the good old days, good old days. So,
Little
Yeah.
Ute.
well, very
all
good.
right,
Let's do some get your mind out of the gutter riddles.
let's do it.
I got two for you. What's the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal thermometer?
The taste.
Yeah. No hesitation.
Yes.
Good
Okay,
job,
let's see if you can
Papa
go 2 for 2. What goes in dry and hard but comes out wet and soft?
A
We,
Q-tip?
no.
No.
What goes in hot? What is it? Say it again.
What goes in dry and hard but comes out wet and soft?
Ooh.
Is it a sponge again?
No.
No.
It goes in.
Hard. Comes out soft.
Dry and hard and comes out soft.
Oh, is it gum? No?
Laundry?
No.
Got me on that one. I thought I heard this one before. Now I'm,
I almost said Papa Tony.
well,
What is it?
hmm,
Did she fall asleep?
no.
Starting to.
What is it?
Pasta.
Pasta.
I should have known that.
Pasta. Well, that's
Goes
true.
in dry and hard and
Yeah, it
comes
comes
out wet
out
and soft.
noodles. Yeah, okay. Very good.
That is
Very good.
That first one
That
was
was
so
hard.
bomb.
He didn't even let you finish.
Well,
The taste.
Yeah.
I feel like you know that from experience.
I never tasted thermometers. But in the old in the old days, yeah, your mom would put the thermometer either underneath your armpit
Or your tongue.
or
In the booty.
in the booty. So that's the
Gosh,
old.
could you imagine if your mom put it in the booty for one
And
kid
then
and
forgot
then
it and
forgot,
forgot
and
about
put
it,
it in
and
the mouth the next
Terrible.
kid?
Why does this thing taste like? Yeah, well, your brother was
This
sick.
tastes like-
Your brother was sick. But on the good side, you don't have a fever. Oh well.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna leave you with this. Slut jokes are just horrible.
What jokes?
Slut
They're
jokes?
horrible.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. I said, what? What? A slut joke is horrible.
That's great.
That is good. I like that.
That made me laugh. I was like,
Good.
what the fuck?
That is good. I like that. I never thought about that, but that's true.
Horrible.
Poor sluts. Oh, well. Okay, Miss Giggles.
Well, guys, let's wrap this up so I can go take a nap.
Yes,
Yes.
you better.
If y'all have any questions for any of us or want to share a story or joke, feel free to reach out on our Instagram at Rockin' on the Porch. Not again!
What?
And we'll do our best to answer them in the next episode. I'm going to bring an umbrella next time.
Umbrella for
Yeah,
what?
block
Is
the
it,
chickens, flying chickens.
There's no flying chickens.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about chickens.
There's no flying chickens.
They
You're holding
fly.
it in your hand.
They parachute.
Show some love by following and liking. Ah!
I got
And
it.
reviewing our podcast on the platform you listen on.
I need to get
If we
more.
were able to brighten your day
to
even
get
a little
those to
bit
work.
with stupidity, then go ahead and share this podcast with
Oh,
your
very
friends and
good.
family who have a sense of humor.
Oh, jeez.
It's stuck. It's
Well, that one caught it very good. Very good, Giggles. You're finally on TV with your flying chicken.
You're finally on TV. The chicken is wait
There's
this
right
way.
there, right there. Very good, Giggles.
Thank you for listening and laughing with us.
She's
See if you can do another
retaliating.
one. Ah, sure.
She's retaliating.
Ah, she's getting
Oh,
good.
look, it's stuck on the wall too.
Oh, she almost hit me in the head.
Hit ya.
Where the good Lord
Slit
splits
you.
ya.
Yeah.
It's dangerous over here. We got flying chickens.
I'm really good at that.
You're
Look
very
at-
good at that.
They're
My
all
God.
stuck.
You're going to tear
Hey, there's one more.
Oh, my God. For somebody who was falling asleep, now you're into
All of a sudden,
that chicken woke you up.
once she choked her chicken,
Jesus.
look, it's just stuck. I like that
I
it's.
could hit you if I really wanted.
You
Yeah,
almost did.
she almost took my head off last time. All right, y'all.
All right, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
all your love and support. Thanks for your questions. If you want to submit a question, you can submit it on our DMs and our Instagram and TikTok. And we'll see y'all next week.
And if you don't want to use cement, use paper. That's okay.
Yeah, it works.
Carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon.
They can't
No,
carry
no, no.
cement.
Smoke signals.
Cement.
Cement.
Seriously.
All right, y'all.
Never mind.
And you can watch us on YouTube and Spotify. Bye, y'all.